I'm not going. I just won't be able to do my pool on Friday, but that's, I'll do the 6 o'clock class, but that's it. And I get to eat breakfast. That's not why I'm.
All legislators make He's not, he's just different ways to work.
He's busy doing things.
I want to change what I'm talking about, so I'll send the thing, not the whole thing.
Good evening. We call to order the regular meeting of West Valley City Council. We note that all council members are present, a full quorum tonight. We will begin with a opening ceremony. I believe that Councilmember Karen Lang is on that.
Yep. Would you please rise and repeat the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
There's a pen from
All
the
right.
one I lost. It's still here from a month ago.
And our minutes of December 17th.
There's no special.
I move for approval of our December 17th minutes.
Second.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Any comments? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. Passes unanimously. The minutes are approved. Next is our public comment period. We have one person signed up to speak. And so, Mr. Visak, we'll get started. And you've got the timer all going?
I'm sure Mr. Markham will speak after me. Congratulations on the ones that got sworn in. It was a good ceremony. Yeah, the food was good too. Once again, I'm going to talk about code enforcement and my review of the recordings again. Got a question to ask you, and it's another reason why there should be a change as ALJ. What is a citizen supposed to do when they're not happy with their code enforcement? The code enforcement employee in their area. They go to the supervisor. The supervisor is rude, so they're not happy with that. They go to the office staff. The office staff refers them to Mr. Morris. They call Mr. Morris, leave a message, no reply. Then they come to a hearing, they explain all this, and then they get lectured by Mr. Morris on how it's inappropriate for them to reach out and make contact to them. Once again, the City of West Valley pays him to be the Community Preservation Director. He is not doing his job when he's the ALJ. That's all I have.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here for public comment? All right. We've had a few weeks off, and I guess everybody forgot we were here. Okay, but Jim did. Thank you. With that, then, we'll close the public comment period. Our city manager, any comments?
No, sir, thank you.
To the council? It's good to see you all again. Nice to be back. And with that, we'll go to our public hearing on the budget, our quarterly reopening of our fiscal year budget, 2019-2020 budget. This will be ordinance 19-49. As we typically do, we have items that come up outside of our normal budget cycle. And so quarterly, we summarize those and bring them here for overall approval and inclusion in our budget. There are a couple of rollovers from prior periods. There are some new grants. There are items that we have approved, many of these over the last quarter for vehicles, for storm drains, for capital improvement projects, some leases, different things like that that we have had during that time. That is attached to our agenda as a supplementary piece of information that people can look at. Unless there are some you want to particularly highlight, we will mention, I think there are 3 large ones. $500,000 for design construction of 2550 South, again roads, working with UDOT, one that we've been working on for a long time. Then storm drain and street lights, traffic 200,000, and then 559,000. Then 1.2 million on 2700 West. So these are things we've approved, worked on in the past, getting those into our budget as things progress along. Any other comments you want to add to that before we open it for public comment? Any you want to highlight particularly? If not, then we'll open it. Is there anyone here who would like to speak to our budget reopening? If so, would you please raise your arm or step forward? None. Okay. Seeing no individuals wanting to speak, we will close the public input. We will come back to the council for consideration of ordinance 19-49.
I would move for approval of ordinance 19-49.
Second.
Properly before us. Any further comments? Seeing none, to our city recorder for the vote.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu. Councilwoman Lang.
Yes.
Councilman Bueller.
Aye.
Councilman Hume.
Aye.
Councilman Christensen.
Yes.
Councilman Norfelt.
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Next we go to our resolutions. We'll start with Resolution 19-170. This is to approve amendment number 3 to our agreement, the West Valley Event Center Management Agreement. And this is with the Centennial Management Group over at the Maverick Center. When we first entered into that, there was some refinancing at one point along the way. That refinancing required certain lengths and requirements in order to do the refinancing. And what we're doing now, since that is no longer required, we're modifying it so all of the contracts, agreements that we have there at the Maverick Center will be on the same timetable. And so we were adding certain extensions to that agreement. Did I get that pretty close? Any of you chime in, or Mr. Pyle as well? Okay. Fairly routine. It's not like we're spending any more money. The extensions are by mutual agreement kind of thing. So with that, to the council.
Move for approval of resolution 19-170.
Second.
Any further comments? If not, to our city recorder.
Councilman Norfelt.
Yes.
Councilman Christensen.
Yes.
Councilman Hume.
Aye.
Councilman Bueller.
Aye.
Councilwoman Lang.
Yes.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
And Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Next, we have Resolution 19-172. This is to authorize amendment number 2 of an interlocal, oh, excuse me, I skipped it. 19-171, thank you. That's why you're here, God, keep me in track. Of course, I guess I could always repent and come back to it later. 19-171, this is to approve purchase of some equipment for some parks that we will be putting in place. This is for equipment and fixtures. It will be from Landscape Structures, Inc. This is for $264,148.49. Anyway, this is for Grand Vistas and Newton Farms Parks. But what we're doing is entering into a prepayment order and getting this playground equipment, pavilion, tables, benches, etc. Before we do that through a contractor that avoids the markup for the contractor. So this is a way to purchase it ahead of time and actually save money. And these, I believe, were the next two parks on the list to be worked on.
One was next on the list and the other got
They're
moved
almost
up
done.
because the developer was
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
putting the money forward.
Yeah, agreed to work through that. So, yeah, one got moved up, but we do have a list of parks that are prioritized over time, and we work on those. Just can't do them all at once. So, well, that's enough. With that, to the council.
Mayor, move
Or, unless you want to add additional comments.
I did say
Go
something.
ahead.
move for approval of resolution 19-170.
Second.
Comments already? Yeah, it's already happened.
No more comments?
I said something to Tom before, I'm not sure he can say.
Okay, with that then, see no further comments to our city recorder.
She can ask you.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ling.
Yes.
Councilman Bueller.
Aye.
Councilman Hume.
Aye.
Councilman Christensen.
Yes.
Councilman Nordfeld.
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, now, resolution 19-172. To authorize amendment number 2. This is the interlocal agreement between the city and Salt Lake County to expend certain funds. Now, this is only for $2,500, but there was a deadline on using these. This was on some funds that were to be used by the end of the year. And rather than just giving back the money to the county, why we put in this extension. That's enough. It's only $2,500. So with that, to the council.
Move for approval of resolution 19-172.
Second.
Any further discussion, comments? Seeing none, to our city recorder.
Councilman Nordfeld.
Yes.
Councilman Christensen.
Yes.
Councilman Hume.
Aye.
Councilman Bueller.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ling.
Yes.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu. And Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, then on, we do have one item on the consent calendar.
Just a suggestion.
Just one, but resolution 19-173. This is a right-of-way contract, underground right-of-way easement with RU Pool 1 property at 5920 West, 3500 South. This is a part of that project there near 60th West, the underground utilities that we're doing. This one's not any different than all the others, but another one that we need to get approved. So that's all to the council.
Move for approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
Properly before us, any further comments? Seeing none, to our city recorder.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ling.
Yes.
Councilman Bueller.
Aye.
Councilman Hume.
Aye.
Councilman Christensen.
Yes.
Councilman Nordfeld.
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Now, do we have any other resolutions from last year pending out there? Or is 173 the last one for last year that was started last year? Mr.
I
Pyle?
don't believe we do. Let me double check here with Ms. K-Mac. No.
Okay. So we're done with all of last year's work that got started last year. Well, there are a lot of things we started last year that aren't done,
Items, right, yes. but
that will come up. We just haven't taken any official action with them, so. All right. With that then, that concludes our work in our regular city council meeting. We do not have a need for a closed session, although we will have some very brief meetings right after for our various other authorities.
Right, and in a few seconds.
With that then,
Motion to adjourn.
all in favor of adjourning our regular city council meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. It passes unanimously. Thank you for all the people who came tonight. Now,
14. Yep, 14 minutes.
there was something that I should have done earlier and I didn't. I think I'm going to turn it to Don Christensen for, I don't know what we call it here, but it used to be called personal privilege.
Well,
a moment to recognize an individual that normally would not be recognized.
happy birthday to my wife.
And she is here this evening. I don't know if that's where you wanted to do it, but we needed to get
That's
that.
fine.
It's not official business, but it's sure fun.
Took them all day. And we've been,
The hammer
we've
behind
been
the sword.
decorating trees at the cultural center all day.
Okay. And,
All right, let's do your meetings.
We have to pass it, we haven't passed it yet. Yeah, we had to.
we adjourned already.
Mhm.
We did take a vote on that.
Yeah.
I think, oh, okay.
Okay,
No,
perfect. Well, then with that, I will call to order a regular meeting of the Redevelopment Agency of West Valley City, and note that we've had an opening ceremony and all agency members are present. First order of business is the approval of minutes from our meeting in November 19th, which I believe the only thing that we did was talk about, yes, we approved the redevelopment area or the reinvestment area, CRA, over there in Lake Park.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval of the November 19th, 2019 special meeting minutes.
Second?
All in favor of accepting the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. Do we have a report from our CEO?
No, sir, thank you.
An item of new business here, we have the opportunity to elect a new chair and vice chair for the calendar year of 2020. I've never conducted this election before, so if I do this, or actually, if anyone can let me know how this goes correctly, we can do it right the first time. But it looks like we do have a rotation schedule here, proposal for Mr. Don Christensen as chair, and Ms. Karen Lang as vice chair for the year of 2020. How does this work for now?
If we have a nomination, we could then ask for a vote by acclamation. Should we take them individually or take them together?
It can be done either way.
Okay, then I would nominate to serve as chair for 2020 Don Christensen and to serve as vice chair Karen Lane.
Second.
Not looking.
And that we approve that by acclamation.
Maybe that's why I lost it. I've been sitting there for a couple
Okay.
months.
And all in favor of approving the nomination as stated, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, abstentions? Okay, then the proposal, or the nominations are accepted. With no further business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor to adjourn?
Just a clarification,
Yeah.
it wasn't just a nomination, it was to elect by acclamation as
Okay.
well. He modified that. So they are actually officially elected.
Great. Okay, let the record so state. Thank you. Okay,
Only for the permanent record, doesn't matter.
and we are adjourned.
Next.
I would call to order the Housing Authority regular meeting. Note that we've had an opening ceremony and a roll call and all are present. We have our November 12th special meetings minutes. Do we have any discussion or motion?
Move to approve the minutes of November 12th, 2019.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Thank you. Any report from Mr. Pyle?
No, ma'am, thank you.
Thank you. Again, we have the election for the new officers. Do I have a motion?
I would move that we nominate Steve Bueller as chair for the calendar year 2020 for the Housing Authority and Tom Hinn as vice chair.
Second.
Thank you. And can we,
I would move that we receive that, or vote them in by acclamation.
all in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? Okay. And that is all of our business for the day. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. All in favor?
Say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
We have a regular meeting tonight with the municipal building tonight. And every council member is here. And I have approval of minutes for August 20, 2019 special meeting. So I need a motion and a second.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval of the minutes of August 20th, 2019.
That motion, I need a second for that.
Second.
Okay, so, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There none, so we are passing unanimously. The item number 4, here report of the chief executive officers, anything, Mr. Pyle?
No, sir, thank you.
Okay. Item number 5, public hearings, and I have one item right here, is the budgets for 2019 and 2020. And I will turn it to public, so have some input or comment for this one. Open to public. Anyone wants to come up and make a comment or have an input for us, and please just come. None, so I will close this public hearing. I will turn it over to the council so they can have motion or action.
I would move to approve resolution 20-01.
Second.
Last 2 seconds, that's good for a new year. So we have we'll have a motion, we'll have a second, so I'll turn it over to the legal comment for a roll call.
Mr. Fitzsimonu?
Aye.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Aye.
Mr. Bigelow?
Aye.
Mr. Christensen?
Yes.
Mr. Nordfeld?
Yes.
And Chairman Hune?
Aye.
Motion
Thank-
passes unanimously.
Thank you. Again, the same thing, we have a rotation schedule for 2020 for the building authority. And this year gonna turn over, this year gonna be Lars Norfeld and the chair, and also the vice chair, the Jake Manu. And so I will turn over to the council to make that motion or action.
I move that we elect Lars Nordfeld as chair and Jake Petitsimano as vice chair by acclamation.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so this motion passes unanimously. And this one last one is the adjourned. I need one more as a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
That's it. That's all of them. I told you, before 7. You'd be out of here before 7. Yes, sir. Try and come to work and talk to him here one-on-one, because you actually get to sit in his office and talk to him face-to-face about your case if you can. Between 4:30 to 6. And they'll be, now I'm gonna try and be closer to the 6 o'clock, because I'm going to the chief's meeting too, so.
Which meeting?
The chief of police meeting.
Oh.
So I do her days too. So I'm sorry that you're here, because, I mean, it's all fast it went. So,
Yeah, I
it's
couldn't
like,
believe it.
bam, bam, well, new year, no business. So, yeah.
Maybe I can take a second with them while they're here then.
Yeah, well, I'd go talk to Tom.
Yeah.
You get him before he skates out one of the back doors.